If you haven't updated your travel gear since the last time you renewed your passport, there is a very good chance you are packing items that belong in 2010. And listen, I'm not just talking about fashion. I'm talking about safety, your health, and your wallet. Airports in 2025 have changed dramatically. The rules regarding lithium batteries, biomechanics, and digital security are completely different than they were even 5 years ago. But most travelers over the age of 65 are still dragging around bulky, outdated, and sometimes even banned items that only make their trip harder and physically more dangerous. Did you know that lifting luggage overhead is one of the leading causes of rotator cuff tears in seniors? Or that carrying the wrong type of wallet can make you a target for digital theft before you even board the plane? Today, we are not just lightening your load, we are modernizing your entire travel strategy. We have taken the classic list of packing mistakes and completely remixed it for you. We've verified everything against the latest TSA regulations, consulted orthopedic advice for travelers over 65, and found 3 items you need to ditch immediately. These are 16 outdated travel items you should never pack if you want to protect your back, your money, and your peace of mind. Let's get into it. Let's start with something that looks innocent but causes a massive bottleneck at security: the passport cover. Back in the day, these were seen as stylish. You'd tuck your passport, your landing card, maybe a vaccination certificate all in here. But in 2025, with the new biometric scanners and Real ID checks, these covers are a nightmare. TSA agents and border control officers, especially with the new EES systems rolling out in Europe, require you to hand over a naked passport. Every time you approach a checkpoint, you have to fumble to slide it out. If you have arthritis or reduced dexterity in your fingers, this isn't just annoying, it's stressful. You're holding up the line, you're fumbling with the plastic sleeve, and you risk tearing the actual passport page. Here is the upgrade. Ditch the cover entirely while you are in transit. Instead, use a dedicated transit pocket in your jacket or bag that fits nothing else. When you get through security, move it to a secure spot. But if you want to protect it, use a simple, clear plastic sleeve that stays open. Or better yet, a travel organizer where the passport slides out effortlessly. Also, a pro tip: you need backups. Don't just rely on the physical book. Take a photo of the information page and store it in a secure folder on your phone. If you lose the book, that digital copy is your lifeline to the US Embassy. Next up, take a look at your back pocket or your purse. If you are carrying your big, everyday wallet, the one stuffed with library cards, pharmacy receipts, and every credit card you own, you are making a huge mistake. For seniors, this is a twofold problem. First, it's a security risk. If you lose that wallet, you lose your entire identity. Second, traditional bifold wallets are often tight and difficult to pry cards out of, especially if your hands are stiff or swollen from travel. But the biggest risk in 2025 and 2026 is digital. Modern thieves use RFID skimmers to steal credit card info just by walking past you. While the threat is sometimes exaggerated, the hassle of canceling cards while abroad is real. Retire the brick. Switch to a minimalist RFID blocking travel wallet. You only need 2 cards, a primary credit card and a debit card for cash. Leave the rest at home. For those with arthritis, look for wallets with ejector tabs or magnetic closures rather than tight leather slots. Better yet, lean into the digital age. Set up Apple Pay or Google Pay on your phone. It is actually safer than a physical card because it uses tokenization. It never shares your actual card number with the merchant. Plus, you can't drop a digital wallet. This next one is serious because it involves federal regulations. If you are still packing that heavy power bank you bought in 2018, you might be carrying a fire hazard. Lithium-ion batteries degrade over time. Older units can swell, overheat, and even catch fire. That is why the FAA and TSA have extremely strict rules about them in 2025. You absolutely cannot put these in your checked luggage. If you do, and they find it, they will pull your bag, cut the lock, remove the device, and you might not get your bag on the carousel when you land. Furthermore, there are capacity limits. You generally cannot bring a battery larger than 100 watt-hours, WH hours, without special airline approval. Many older, clunky laptop chargers exceed this or don't have the rating clearly marked. Buy a modern, slim power bank from a reputable brand like Anker or Belkin. Look for PD or power delivery. They charge your phone in 30 minutes, not 3 hours. And make sure the capacity is printed clearly on the case so TSA doesn't confiscate it. Keep it in your carry-on, always. Let's talk about your body, specifically your spine. Those soft duffel bags with the single shoulder strap, they need to go. Medical experts call this heavy purse syndrome. When you carry a heavy load on one side, your body naturally leans to compensate. This causes asymmetric strain on your spine, neck, and hips. For seniors, who may already be dealing with osteopenia or disc issues, walking through a massive terminal like Atlanta or Heathrow with a lopsided load is a recipe for a spasm or a fall. Even crossbody duffels can compress the chest and make breathing harder if they are too heavy. It's just bad biomechanics. If you carry a bag, it must be a backpack with 2 padded straps to distribute the weight evenly across your strongest bones. But honestly, don't carry it at all. Use a rolling bag. Let the wheels do the work. Save your shoulders for hugging your grandkids, not hauling gear. Speaking of rolling bags, if your suitcase has 2 wheels, it is outdated, period. To move a 2-wheel bag, you have to tip it. That transfers a significant portion of the weight directly into your wrist, elbow, and rotator cuff. You are literally dragging a 30-pound anchor behind you. This torque on the shoulder is a common cause of travel injury for older adults. In 2025, the standard is the 4-wheel spinner. You keep it upright, right next to you, and you push it with 0 effort. It glides. You can navigate narrow airplane aisles sideways without twisting your back. It reduces the physical demand of travel by nearly 100%. Ergonomically, this is the single best investment you can make. Look for a lightweight, hard-shell spinner. Your rotator cuff will thank you. We've all seen them, those massive, unfolding toiletry kits that look like a portable bathroom cabinet. They take up half your suitcase. But in the era of strict TSA liquid rules, they are a liability. Despite rumors that scanners would end the liquid ban, the 311 rule, 3.4 ounces per container, 1 quart-size bag, is still in effect at most airports in 2025. If you bury your liquids inside a giant kit, you are going to be that person unpacking everything while the line stares at you. However, here is a crucial update for seniors. Medications are exempt. You do not have to fit your prescription liquids or medically necessary gels, like ice packs for insulin, in that tiny quart bag. They can be full size, but you must declare them. Deconstruct the kit. Use a clear TSA-compliant silicone bag for your liquids. Put your dry goods, toothbrush, razor, in a separate small pouch. And keep your medications in their own distinct bag, always in your carry-on, never checked, so you can pull them out easily for inspection. I know they are sturdy, but wearing heavy, complex lace-up boots to the airport is a rookie mistake for seniors. First, the security issue. Unless you have TSA pre-check, which you should, you have to take them off. Bending over to untie and retie complicated laces in a crowded, stressful security line increases your risk of losing your balance and falling. It's a high-pressure moment you want to avoid. Second, the health risk. Heavy, tight boots can restrict circulation. On a long flight, your feet will swell, a condition called edema. Tight boots can exacerbate this and increase the risk of deep vein thrombosis, DVT, or blood clots. Wear slip-on shoes. Brands like Kizik or Skechers slip-ins are designed specifically so you can step into them without bending down or using your hands. They have the support of a sneaker, but the ease of a slipper. If your feet swell mid-flight, they are forgiving. Pack the hiking boots in the checked bag if you really need them. Ponchos seem practical. They cover everything. But inside an airplane cabin, they are a disaster. They are excessively bulky fabric. They get caught on armrests, they drape over into your neighbor's seat, and trying to use the tiny airplane lavatory while wearing a tent is complicated. Plus, if you get hot, Taking off a poncho in a cramped economy seat is like wrestling a ghost. The upgrade. Layers. A fitted fleece jacket or a cashmere cardigan. It keeps you warm, it's breathable, and you can unzip it to regulate your temperature without elbowing the person next to you. Merino wool is your best friend here. Lightweight, warm, and odor-resistant. You know those cheap inflatable neck pillows? The ones that feel like swimming pool floaties? Throw them away. They provide zero actual neck support. As we age, our cervical spine needs real structure. Inflatable pillows wobble, they leak, and they force your head forward, which can leave you with a stiff neck or a headache for the first 2 days of your trip. Use a structured memory foam pillow, specifically one with a high side profile or a chin support, like the Turtle or Cabot. You want something that holds your head upright so your neck muscles can actually relax. Yes, they are slightly bulkier, but you can clip them to your bag handle. The quality of sleep is worth the space. If you are packing a heavy brick voltage converter to step down 220 volts to 110 volts, stop. You are packing dead weight. In 2025, almost every modern electronic device, your iPhone, iPad, Kindle, CPAP machine, and even camera charger, is dual voltage. Look at the fine print on the plug. If it says 100 to 240 volt, it works anywhere in the world. All you need is a simple plug adapter, the little plastic piece that changes the shape of the prongs. It costs $5 and weighs an ounce. The only exception? High wattage heating tools like old hair dryers. But honestly, most hotels provide hair dryers now. Leave the heavy converter at home. Wired headphones are a tangle risk. You're trapped in your seat. If you need to get up to use the restroom, you have to unplug, coil, and store. For seniors, having cords draped across your lap is just another thing to get caught on when you're trying to move. Plus, newer phones don't even have headphone jacks anymore. Wireless noise-canceling earbuds or over-ear headphones is your answer. They block out the engine drone, which reduces fatigue, and let you move freely. But wait, what about the movie screen on the plane? Simple. Buy a tiny device called a Bluetooth transmitter, like the AirFly. You plug it into the plane's headphone jack and it beams the audio wirelessly to your AirPods. It's magic. I know Rick Steves recommended these for 30 years, but let's be honest. Digging into your pants to retrieve cash is awkward, slow, and frankly, it screams, "I have valuables right here!" For seniors, fumbling with zippers under layers of clothing at a register is stressful. And comfort-wise, they are sweaty and itchy. Security doesn't mean hiding things in your underwear anymore. Use a crossbody bag with locking zippers, like PackSafe or Travelon. It sits on your chest, right in your sightline. It's slash-resistant, organized, and accessible. You can see your stuff, and the pickpocket can't get to it. This is the hardest habit to break. Packing for the what-ifs. What if it snows in Hawaii? What if I need 3 formal outfits? Overpacking is the #1 cause of injury for senior travelers. Managing a 50-pound bag requires physical exertion that puts your back and heart at risk. It slows you down and makes you dependent on porters or strangers. The upgrade, the capsule wardrobe. Pack for 7 days, no matter how long the trip is, and plan to do laundry. Coordinate everything around one color palette, like navy or black, so every shirt matches every pant. If you truly need something unexpected, you can buy it there. Your mobility is more valuable than your outfit options. Now, let's get into the new items that we need to retire immediately. Number 14, traveler's checks. I know many of us grew up believing these were the gold standard of safety. Don't leave home without them, right? Well, today, you should absolutely leave home without them. In 2025, traveler's checks are functionally obsolete. Banks in Europe and Asia often refuse to cash them. If you find one that does, you will stand in line for 45 minutes and pay a hefty commission. Merchants definitely won't take them. Also outdated? Buying foreign currency at your home bank before you leave. You are paying a premium for that convenience. Your US debit card works globally. When you land, go to a bank ATM. not the airport kiosk, and withdraw cash. You get the wholesale exchange rate. For purchases, use a credit card with no foreign transaction fees. And remember that digital wallet we talked about? It's widely accepted in Europe and safer than carrying a wad of euros. Number 15, the travel iron. I know you want to look sharp, but packing an iron is a waste of space and weight. Ironing is physically tedious, and irons are heavy. Plus, many cruise ships and hotels strictly ban personal heating appliances due to fire codes. First, pack fabrics that don't wrinkle: knits, wool, synthetics. Second, use the hotel's iron. But the real pro move? A travel steamer. They are smaller, lighter, and easier to use than an iron. Better yet, buy a bottle of wrinkle release spray, like Downy. You spray it on, smooth the fabric with your hand, and hang it up. It works miracles and weighs nothing. And finally, number 16. This is a 2-for-1 on communication and information. First, calling cards. Do not buy them. Payphones have vanished from the planet. You will be wandering the streets of Paris looking for a slot to put that card in, and you won't find one. Even paying for expensive international roaming plans, $10 a day, is becoming outdated. Second, heavy physical guidebooks. I love a good book, but hauling a 3-pound Europe on a shoestring guide is bad for your back. The info is often 2 years old by the time it's printed. For calling, use Wi-Fi calling or WhatsApp. It's free when you're on hotel Wi-Fi. If you're tech-savvy, look into an eSIM. It gives you cheap local data for maps and calls without changing your physical SIM card. For guides, download the Kindle version to your iPad, or just tear out the specific chapter for the city you are visiting and throw the rest of the book away. Travel light, travel smart. Travel should be about freedom, not burden. By retiring these 16 items, you aren't just saving space. You are protecting your body from injury and your trip from logistical headaches. You've earned this time to explore. Don't let an old suitcase or a banned battery ruin it. I want to hear from you. What is one old-school travel item you refuse to give up? Or what's the best upgrade you've made recently? Let me know in the comments. If you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button. We have a whole series coming up on senior travel safety in 2026 that you don't want to miss. Stay safe, pack light, and I'll see you at the gate.